Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach and welcome to the weekend preview. I will take a look at the SuperCoach stuff for the weekend ahead in a second. Unfortunately, there will be no Q&A this week. Just been far too busy with work and just a few things going on the days off. Bit of golf, bit of Apollo Bay road trips, etc. So just haven't had the time. The Q&A, as I'm sure you appreciate, takes a reasonable amount of time for both setting it up and the actual recording. So as I said at the start of the season, it wouldn't always be an absolute guarantee, and on this occasion unfortunately I won't be able to get to it, but hopefully the weekend preview can answer a few of your questions already. And look, I wanted to talk about a few rookie guys and where that's all at. I mean, Coffield's probably one that people have been talking about. Do we have to get him? You know, he's not as cheap as Chips. He's 170k, but he's looking really good. I think he's not an absolute must-have, but he's very close. I think if you feel as if you can get to him, then you should. I wouldn't absolutely go out of my way to bring him into the side because, you know, you've got David Mirra coming in. He's going to be a guy who next week will be on the bubble. He's 70k cheaper and I think can produce similar scores. So ideally you can get both in, but if you're looking at your team and going, I probably only need one downgrade, then perhaps that might be what you're looking at. Downgrade in the defence, I mean. You might want to look at Mirra in the defence next week for maybe Tom Duday because he scored 57 last week. If he doesn't go good again this week, all of a sudden him making coin really stalls. So that could be a move you look at. Coffield might be a guy you look at in the midfield potentially as a downgrade. You might go De Brayshaw to Coffield. That could be something to think about. Or I'm looking at going Josh Kelly to Coffield because there's just not too many other premiums that I feel are ripe for the picking. I think you've got Dangerfield and Mitchell who are falling. I'll be eyeing them off in a couple of weeks. Merritt's still falling. Neal's still falling. Crouch is going to fall. So these are all guys that I see in my plans and hopefully yours in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Therefore, while it's not necessarily the best right here, right now move for points, then, you know, sometimes you've got to cop that. But I think Coffield's going to score better than Banfield, so it helps me marginally. While Coffield doesn't score like a Kelly or a premium would, for the moment I think it's going to have to do. And it will allow me to have an absolute war chest of coin for me to just go bang at Tommy Mitchell and Dangerfield really soon, get Elliot Yeo in, maybe Michael Hurley, you know, Bonner's going to have to be offloaded soon, all that sort of stuff. So there are a few guys I think you really want to be looking at. In terms of the teams and things like that, I know Cruiser was out. Lockie Murphy hasn't come back, which is a bugger. Rory Sloane is out. That might hurt a few. Cruiser is out. But we still aren't privy to all the teams as well. There's still, obviously with the Anzac Day stuff, there's still a little bit to go there. So that's something we're just going to have a look at. I am hearing Fritz was named for Melbourne's reserves team. So that's a bit concerning. Not 100% confirmed. But look, and just on Josh Kelly, I was reading the paper today, Giants expect him to probably miss another 2. So I think you've got to get rid of him. We can't be holding him on or holding on to him for so long. So I think you're far better off either going down and getting someone who can generate you a real big coin, then launch at some premiums soon, or sidewaysing to, you know, McRae's the flavour of the month. He's on fire. Seems to be, you know, a newfound premium, really upping the ante in terms of his scoring. But then, you know, you can't go wrong with, you know, maybe it's a Clayton Oliver and all those types we talk about. There's plenty around there. It's not that hard to recognise those ones that you want. And just speaking generally, finally, on guys who are out of form and frustrating you. Now, people looking through the comments and the questions, there's still a lot of frustration for Billings and Wingard and Hibberd and things like that. Now, look, Hibberd, will his role change? Has his role changed? Maybe, maybe not. But my general philosophy on these guys is if you haven't pulled the trigger on them already, then it's basically too late. I mean, they've already copped 2 big drops in their price. And I think, you know, that's the whole point of the price changes. There's no point going, oh, I'll give him 4 weeks. Because if he kills you for those next 2, then he's lost 70, 80k, whatever it is. And it hurts you anyway. So that's why I stressed coming up to round 3 was really make those big calls right there, right then. It's not easy because we've only had 2 weeks to judge it. But, you know, I made the call to go with Wingard and Billings. It hasn't worked so far. But for me or for you to just go, oh, I'm just going to rage trade them out now, then, okay, maybe I can understand on the odd occasion, but you can't do it for every one of them, because A, you'll be burning so many trades, and B, you'll just be burning coin. Not only are you burning one trade, but those guys don't have the value that they once did, which hurts you enormously, and you can't sideways trade to a Walters or a McLean or whoever it was you were looking at for these guys. So I think we just got to bite the bullet. These guys are quality players, and I expect at some stage in the season they'll have a really good run of 4 to 6 to 8, hopefully 10 weeks. Hopefully from here 15 weeks, or whatever it is. But, I think if you haven't made that call yet, then probably now's too late, because you've lost so much coin already on these guys. You're just going to have to ride that wave. I mean, I don't think these are guys that we're frustrated with. I don't think they're bad players. I mean, take Billings, for example. If you compare his season start from last year to this year, there's not that much difference. So he had a slow start last year and came good. Ideally, he wouldn't have done that again. That's why we picked him at the start. But it can happen. Guys can score mediocre to start with. It's frustrating. But then come season's end, they average mid-90s anyway. It's just the nature of the beast sometimes. But look, that's about what I wanted to talk about today. Sorry I couldn't get around a bit of Q&A action, but I think basically that's what we really want to be looking at. A few guys who are on that bubble, a few guys really having a look at. It would have been nice to individualise, as I like to do with a few of the subs questions, but time just does not allow. So hope you have a good week in SuperCoach. I'm looking forward to a cracker game tonight with the Swans and the Crows. That should be an absolute beauty. Hopefully you can get some loophole action, whether it's that game or a game tomorrow, but hopefully it can all go well. And yeah, enjoy the long weekend of football. It's going to be good. Plenty of football over plenty of days. So I'll talk to you soon. I'll be back from a press conference. Well, it's quite a while away now after the Anzac Day game. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll talk to you soon.